Hey y'all. Welcome to Sacred Soulmates. I am your goddess Euphoria. Over here we celebrate divine love. We don't uplift any toxicity. We don't justify or explain away any toxicity. We stand for divine union and sacred soulmate connections. And it starts within. It starts within the self. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. So I want to go ahead and get started with the reading and how I do it on this channel. If you haven't, tuned into any other readings, if it's your first time here, I read on the chakra points. Not all of the chakras, like the 12 to 15 of them, somewhere in between that. It could be more than that. The ones that, from the crown down to the root, from the root to the toot. And I'm an intuitive channeler. So I don't just go by like the traditional meanings of cards, and I don't actually use the traditional tarot on this channel anymore. I use the black tarot, or I'll use other decks because there's a lot of like narratives and energetic signatures associated with that traditional tarot, and I prefer just the more pure connection with spirit. The cards that I have laid out right now, the first thing I noticed when I laid them out is like there's like this gray palette. If everything is like different shades of gray, it's actually is patterned. It's like the crown card is like gray. I'll show it to you. It's rejection, and it's gray, and that usually goes to me. That's associated with someone who may be disconnected from their chakras, meaning that they're not really deep into spirituality. So it could be highlighting someone who hasn't really taken that deep of a dive in spirit. That could be you, that could be a cross watcher, that could be the person that you're watching the reading, within their energy in mind. But the shades of gray. So first there's always that, 50 shades of gray. There's that undertone of like like maybe sexual frustration or sexual tension that you may be feeling with the person right now. But along with that, it's patterned. It's like a light gray, dark gray, light gray, dark gray, light gray, dark gray. It's that pattern there. So you may be noticing a pattern in a person. Their behavior may start to show itself like it's maybe cyclical. They're doing a lot of the same things over and over again. um, Maybe someone wants to try to like coerce you into that runner chaser dynamic, and you have grown enough to recognize that pattern when people show it to you. So that could be the rejection here, is you deciding that no, I don't want to be a part of whatever it is that you're trying to suck me into. I know what you're doing. Even if that person doesn't know what they're doing, or maybe if they don't know why they're doing it, it could just be their natural defense mechanism, but you've seen it before in other people, so you just don't want no parts of it. That's the rejection energy. But also what's being rejected is like outside voices, outside influences. I'm getting the energy of somebody who you know exactly who you are. You know what it is you want out of life. You're actively manifesting that. You're calling it in. You're making your standards and your boundaries known. Just all the things. Like your heart is in a good place, but you don't allow anybody to use your heart against you. Like, yeah, I know I have a good heart. That doesn't mean that it's just, a free for all for anybody to come in and use me. So even if you were someone who used to be like that, like overgiving in a relationship, or always being the one to just expose all of your feelings first and just lay everything that you feel out on the line, maybe you're starting to draw that back in, because you may have found that it always leaves you on the outside looking in. Like people will just take that energy, that heartfelt energy, and just use it for themselves, and they'll go off and give it to other people, or use it for their own endeavors, use it to jumpstart their life, or to jumpstart the things that they want to do, their own ventures. And then you just be left holding basically resentment in your heart for all of the energy that you willingly gave away, and none of it was given back. So I'm getting somebody who has started to reject these connections where you feel like you're being coerced into over giving or over explaining. It's kind of like a cut and dry energy. So somebody may be feeling rejected by you. You may have recently stopped talking to someone, or just actually ghosted someone with the energy with all of these grays here. It could be like you just ghosted a situation, or you just blocked somebody recently. I'm definitely channeling that energy of somebody having blocked someone. And then with that engine that y'all heard, or that car passing by that was loud a little bit earlier in this reading, is like you got the hell away from somebody. You got the hell away from something. before it had a chance to even restart that pattern. So that's really giving me like breaking karmic cycles, getting yourself out of a karmic loop, and also all the way up to the extreme of breaking generational curses. Because that could be something that is just normal in your family, like women chasing after men, having to come drag their man out of the club, having to fight other women about this man who's just mixy, dealing with men or with women, because you know the shoe can be on the other foot just as well, dealing with women who like to get around, who like attention, who post thirst traps every time y'all have an argument. All of a sudden she on social media in skimpy clothes. Like, these are like karmic cycles and or generational curses that are being broken right now, because people are deciding that no, I reject whatever it is that you're trying to give me. I don't want it, especially when it's just really all about sex. Cause like, you know, in the moment it be hot, you know, that whole breakup to makeup, the heated makeup sex, yeah, that's cool or whatever. But you know, really deep in love, intimate, body to body, missionary, that shit hot too. You get what I'm saying? It don't have to always be conflict before the intimacy. What if we just really fuck with each other and we're really loyal to one another and we're attracted to each other and we're irresistible to one another, and we can still have that kinky smashing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be that. It don't have to be all that ugliness. So with gray, shades of gray, it's, you know, that sign, the peace sign, or the yin and yang, I should say, like balance. Balanced connections are highlighted. You have the white with a little bit of black in it. You have the black with a little bit of white in it. So that means both parties are balanced. That's the sacred soulmate energy coming through. So when you are meeting people, or if you're meeting someone, you're going into a connection with someone, and there's this energy of like, I'm not playing games, you not playing games. We make it very clear. But there's still that room for the shades of gray. You know, they may have the certain standards that they want, certain boundaries that they want. You have certain standards that you want to keep, certain boundaries that you want to uphold. But you know, in order to create a working relationship, there has to be compromise somewhere. But there is no one person that who is taking on the brunt of the compromising. There is not just one person who is always having to lower their standards or give up something just to have what they want. It's no longer transactional. These are relationships, or somebody beginning to reject relationships that are transactional. If it's just based about what you can do for me, you know, the whole red pill, pink pill, gender wars, men and women against each other, what you bring to the table, what have you done for me lately, just all of that nonsense is being evened out, ironed out. You may have recently gone through something that may have been like a trial by fire type thing. Like, you came into connection with a person, or somebody, you know, walked up to you and tried to, you know, talk to you, or wanted to get your number, or you went on a date, started talking to someone, met up with someone somewhere, coffee dates, whatever that is. And it went so quickly, like it was over before it even started. Or like within a day or two of you meeting a new person, you like, nope. And that experience brought someone to a realization of, oh wow, I really am out of that karmic loop. I really don't put up with that bullshit no more. I really am not who I used to be. I've grown, I've matured. So it's like this is like a confirmation read that you really have escaped that generational curse, or you've escaped that karmic loop, those karmic cycles of just dealing with whatever, settling for whatever. You're beyond that now. Good for you. Because it's looking like whoever that person was, it's kind of like, you know, that was a test of the enemy to see if you would fall for it, to see if you could be lured back into something that could strip your power from you. And you definitely showed that, no, I'm a new thing. I'm a new person. I have a new way of being. I have new standards in love. I have higher standards in love. Or for those who are already in a soulmate connection, it's like little tests, like, you know, somebody coming and telling you something about your person, or somebody trying to create a narrative about, you know, your divine counterpart, just because oh, well, they got kids already, da da da, or he done been to prison, da da da, whatever. Just people trying to put things in your ear, and it's looking like both you and your counterpart were able to reject that and move on strong. It's like as soon as the drama came in, it went through one ear and out the other for y'all. And kudos to y'all for keeping it strong, because it's a lot of people who can't find their own love, so they want to tear apart somebody else's. And sometimes people will come and they'll give you like jacked up narratives about your person because it's actually them who wants your person. They want to convince you like, oh, that person is not good for you. They most suited for me. Nonsense like that. But there's this elevation happening, around the collective. The collective consciousness is ascending at record speeds. And as that happens, your 3D, your world, your experiences begin to look different. And they have to look different. The universe, other people have to interact with you different because you're different. Once you get out of those karmic cycles, out of those karmic loops, once you break those generational curses, and you're doing the work to reject anything that is not the picture that you're trying to paint. Not to the point where you are just, so demanding and giving ultimatums, but you only deal with people who use their free will to align with you. You're not forcing nobody to align with you, and you're not allowing nobody to play no mind games on you to force you to align with them. You're using your free will to choose healthier connections. And that's the energy that's coming out right now. Third parties, just whispers, third party whispers or rumors, gossip, stuff like that is a big thing coming out in this reading. The person who has done the spiritual work is so much farther than that, though. You're not somebody who would let another person come and say something bad in your ear. There's a saying that I hear a lot, or something to the effect of, the only person who can mess up our connection is you, or me and you. Like, ain't no third party person coming to put nothing in my ear gonna be the thing that breaks us apart. The only person who could tear this up is me and you. And that's the kind of energy that's prominent right now. And you're rejecting anything else that is not. It's like you have a certain aesthetic that you want in your life. And I don't even just mean like in a vain type of way. We talked about vanity yesterday. I don't even mean in like a vain type of way, but it's a certain way you want things done. It's like a Venusian energy, I'll say that. Because today is Friday, Freya's day. It's a Venusian energy. Freya is a Venusian goddess. And it's like, I'm ready for peace. I'm ready for love. I'm ready for, good music and, a nice wine. I'm ready for champagne life. I'm getting. It is Libra season. I think that album is called Libra Scale. The album that Champagne Life by Neo is on, I think it's called Libra Scale. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be. Something about course correction. It could be you correcting your own course. I'm also seeing two people coming back together because they both have corrected their own courses. Like at some point they were the one taking on the brunt of the compromise. In order to have a connection, in order to keep a relationship going, they were the one that was doing most of the giving. And it's like two givers coming together and realizing, like, I don't want to be with nobody who just overly receives anymore. I'm tired of over receivers. I like people who are naturally generous, naturally giving. And then finding that person. For those who have already come into union, that could be relevant for your relationship. You both enjoy giving to one another. It's like the energy of actually enjoying gift giving, or actually enjoying being of service. Whatever your love language is, it's like two people who enjoy their love languages. Not just because, it gets them affection in return, but they actually enjoy doing it. There are people who enjoy speaking words of affirmation, which is a love language. There are people who enjoy acts of service. They enjoy doing for other people. Not for the accolades, not for the thank yous. They enjoy the process of, I'm doing this for my person, and I'm going out and I'm picking them flowers today, or I'm picking up some things from the store. I'm going to make him a little basket. Like, people, they really enjoy that. Like, they'll make a whole day. Like, I'm going to spend this day doing something that is ultimately going to culminate in a gift for my person. And that's a loving experience. That's really an act of love. Two lovers. I'm talking about two real lovers here. I'm saying a lot of words, but I'm talking about two lovers. But for some reason, that kind of beating around the bush energy is here. Beating around the bush. Like maybe it took some time. It's like two people who may have been kind of like orbiting each other for some time, but never fully came together. Third parties could have been, the whispers of friends and homeboys and this, that, and the other could have been the reason why these two people are kind of like, it's like you in the same areas. Y'all seeing each other at parties and kickbacks and stuff. Y'all running in the same circles. Y'all all know the same people, have the same friends. Maybe possibly went to the same schools, whether it be like grade school or undergrad, high school, graduate school, trade school, wherever. But it's kind of like a campus. I'm getting like a campus. And it's like y'all two are on this campus and you seeing each other and you keep passing by each other. But eventually it comes together. If you do enough orbiting, eventually y'all gonna be on the same path. You'll be aligned. Kind of like the planets, the stars, celestial bodies. They all have their own orbit, but they're at choice times. So it's like something coming together at a choice time. Timing is very important for this. I'm hearing Maya Angelou, in and out, in and out, in and out of time. I do a really good Maya Angelou. I love her. It's not a mockery at all. I do it so well because I really love her. Like while she was alive, loved her. I dressed as her for like one of those school spirit days one day. Read her book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, in 5th grade. This is relevant. These people have some type of trauma. That's the whole importance of me keep talking about karmic loops, karmic cycles, generational curses. Like there are two people who had certain levels of generational curses or karmic cycles that they were keeping themselves stuck in out of a desire to love, both being givers, but unfortunately having been overgivers in their relationships and finally deciding, no, I'm gonna do the work on myself. Again, that gray color kind of being like the cape. So two people could have like laid low for a while. Or even if you haven't met your person yet, your person is laying low just like you're laying low. And by laying low, I don't mean like you hiding, but it's just more like a more introverted energy, a more introspective energy where you're doing the work on yourself. And with all of this gray, I'm getting gray matter also, which is like located like in the center of the spinal cord. Like it's important to your central nervous system. It's like you're learning to control your emotions. You're thinking back on your experiences and being honest with yourself, being transparent. The transparency of gray, or translucence, transparent. Something is becoming more clear where things may have been foggy before. It's like you're starting to get understanding of why things had to happen the way that they happened, including all of your twin flame and karmic connections. You're understanding that. Or if you're already with your person, now that y'all's relationship is like solidified and you're aligned, as y'all are like talking and sharing your experiences, it's just like so many epiphanies happening. Because I'm seeing like fireworks. All I see is fireworks. I'm seeing like fireworks. I don't know if it's like New Year's or 4th of July or like Christmas, but something significant about events or the timing or holidays surrounding fireworks. And this connection of people like being in the same vicinity. Like maybe y'all live in the same city, you see each other every now and then, you live in the same region of the world. I'm getting like one person going up 75, another person coming down 75. Like, y'all just passing each other. It's like that energy of you just passed, you just missed. If you had left the house like 5 minutes early, you would have caught this person coming out of a coffee shop. But that's like an old dynamic of, being so close, but no cigar. It's like you being so close, but because of like karmic energies or generational curses and possibly roots, it can go deep. It's like you will always be so close, but just miss what it is. And that energy is what is being rejected right now. Those so close, so, gotta be quicker than that. It's like you're no longer, that's the, there it go. There it go. I knew if I kept channeling, it'll come to me. That's that energy of like that pattern recognition I was talking about with the light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. And is you're recognizing a pattern where somebody is kind of like putting something in front of you and then kind of pulling their hand back. Some people do it without even realizing they do it because it was done to them. And then you have those sinister motherfuckers who do it on purpose. Them the ones I can't stand. But it's like you recognize that now, that energy of almost. That's like a root. That's a generational curse. It's like you can try all you want to. You can be the best person you can be, but you're gonna always miss. And it's like somebody has figured out what it takes for them to be at the right place at the right time. Someone is on divine timing. Two people are on divine timing. So if you haven't met your person yet, if any of this is resonating with you, you are now walking into divine timing where there will be no more near misses. You get what I'm saying? There will be no more, oh, if you had just been a little bit quicker, or oh, if you had did a little bit, well, it ain't gonna be no more of that. It's gonna be what you're manifesting is coming through. There will be no more rejection. I feel like you done with rejection. You done with people trying to reject you. They don't want coming after you, and then when you get into a connection, they doing the little mind games and shit, trying to neg you and make you feel like I don't need this connection like that. Well, why the hell you ask for my number then? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you even want a connection? Do you even want a relationship? Or you just want somebody to be infatuated with you? You want somebody to be running behind you? Because we not doing no chasing over here. It's like that type of energy. Somebody who was used to being an overgiver, realizing, hey, if you're not showing me reciprocity up front, early and often, we ain't got to do none of this. There is no desperation here. That's the only thing rejected now, desperation. It don't matter what people are saying. Oh, they such and such years old and they never been married yet. Or, well, you too old to be out there now thinking that you can get what you want. You done hit the wall. You over the hill and all this other shit that people say. That be nonsense. It be straight up projections. And it's all just like an attempt to get other people to lower their standards so that they can be the over receiver, aka the taker. And overgivers often fall into those traps. But I'm getting, it's like this energy trickling through the collective, like, those who really have a good heart are like, man, fuck that. This is in the heart position, the mother of knives, like, man, fuck that. We ain't doing no more of that. You're gonna have to come correct. I have my standards. Yes, I do have a good heart. And once you have access to my heart, I'll give you the shirt off my back. I'll clothe you. I'll feed you. I'll house you. But what you're not going to do is just be, treating me any kind of way. It's like that type of energy moving through the collective consciousness. It ain't going to be a take. Like, I require reciprocity. For sure. And setting that boundary, it's, with the Six of Wands, it's moving. Things are moving. When you set that boundary, that's your victory. When you begin to vocalize these things and say what it is that you need, that's it. Can't nobody argue with you about your standards. And if they trying to argue with you about your standards, that's a clear sign. Cut their ass off. And it's just that simple. When you simplify things become simple. Because at the end of the day ends. It is like somebody may find themselves saying more like, stuff like that, like, using more old school wisdom, or being able to really understand the old school wisdom that was dropped on or around you growing up. Like, sometimes you'll hear an old person say something and you be like, what? What that had to do with that? But somebody may be coming into a place of wisdom, of getting out of that, voluntary confusion, or overgiving out of a place of desperation, where you are putting on your big girl drawers, your grown man drawers, and all of a sudden these light bulbs are coming on, and you be like, you know what? My uncle used to say that. My grandma used to say that. This is the kind of love that your mom used to warn you about. You're in trouble. You're in real big trouble. But in a good way. This is that good trouble. Old head, John Lewis. Good trouble. That came through so clearly. Thank you. I love this deck. The ancestor, the energy comes through so just potently. Somebody is, you starting to get the big picture, starting to figure this life thing out. So maybe you're coming upon maybe you're having doors open to you at this time, because it's not just going to be love. When you step into divine timing, you start finding the right positions open up for you, stuff you really don't even have to go look for it. You'll have alerts come to your email that you forgot you had set up on Indeed, and the perfect job will be in there. You put your application in, the interview be so easy, and boom, hired on the spot type shit. You know, it's just no more near misses when you on divine timing. And a lot of time, divine timing comes from getting all that extra weight. Bag lady, you gonna miss your bus. You can't hurry up. You got too much stuff. That's mother of baskets. A lot of times that can be it. You could just be carrying too much. A lot of times when you allow your emotions and you come from a heart space, but your heart is so burdened by, you know, you still hurting from other experiences, or you haven't received the love that you need out of life, which is completely understandable. A lot of times it's easy for an overgiver who hasn't received love back at the same level. Yeah, you will have like a heavier heart, but you have to do that spiritual work, and can't nobody do it for you. And unfortunately, this just ain't the type of world where sympathy gonna get you nowhere. The poem that I Know Why the Caged Birds Sing comes from is entitled Sympathy by Paul Laurence Dunbar. And it's like, I get it. God knows I get it. But I can't take this walk for you. Nobody could have taken this walk for you. You had to do it yourself. When you start the walk, only then can you come into divine timing and meet somebody else who is also on their walk. But as long as you just sitting around like in a kind of heart heavy place, you're going to always keep missing that bus because you got too many bags and you can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. So if you're still dealing with feelings of rejection and you're not the actual one doing the rejection, I basically just laid out for you how to transmute that energy and how to get on the right side so that you can start catching that bus. Because please believe, you miss one, next 15 one coming. That's not good. No opportunity is going to be the last opportunity. So that's the light, you know, at the end of the tunnel, or that's the silver lining to look forward to. You know, that's the cup half full right there. Is that you live in an abundant universe. And even when you feel downtrodden, or even when you haven't been loved correctly, that don't mean that love ain't out there. It just means that you need to get to a frequency where you can get in the fast lane, where you can streamline that thing. You need to get in Hove's lane. H-O-V. I got my own lane already. In the fast lane, God's speed. You want to move at God's speed. You have to learn how to reject those people that's trying to like, oh, not enough. Do just a little bit more and maybe I'll give you a few little crumbs, a little peanuts. We rejecting breadcrumbing. We ain't doing no more breadcrumbing. We need big things and big things only. We ain't doing no more of that. For real, for real. Some other things that are coming out right now, travel with your children is supported. If you're thinking about going somewhere with your child, it's a good idea. Go ahead and just start planning it out. Even if you don't see a way, I'm telling you, once you get in that vibration, things will start to just happen quickly. So go ahead and just start planning things out. Just start putting it out in the atmosphere. Start looking up for flight prices. Maybe set some flight alerts, since alerts was just something that came out that can help someone. And know that your children, when I talk about you can't hurry up because you got too much stuff, I'm not talking about your children. You don't get to just put your children down and throw your children by the wayside so you can run after a man or so you can run after a bitch. That's not what I'm talking about. Children are not baggage. That's a whole being. That's a divine being. And it's your responsibility to care for that person if you brought him here. So children are exempt from any of that baggage talk we talking about. If there's anyone you want to overgive to, if you want to satiate your need to overgive, pour into your children so that they don't have to endure those same generational curses of not knowing what being unloved feels like. So that's for somebody. I'm hearing I told you so. I told you. So you may have some people coming back around when you get into that lane of divine timing and things start to unfold for you, or you finally get into that connection and everything is just going right. Because I'm telling you, that fast lane, that HOV, when you connect with that person, sacred soulmates, you can testify if it's true for you. Once you finally get in alignment with that person, things go to happening so quick. It's like y'all fall so quick. The whirlwind romance is that energy that people look for when they be in toxic relationships. You want that high frequency, just all encompassing euphoria. You want that euphoria, is what we talking about. God is euphoria. You want that, is what I'm talking about. You're looking for that euphoria, but you're looking for it in toxic spaces. So it's only temporary. When you get into divine alignment and on divine timing, where you're meeting the people that you're supposed to meet and you're in the places that you're supposed to be to meet the soulmate who is meant for you. When you're in that fast lane, moving at God's speed. You know, when you're on a roller coaster, you have that feeling in your tummy. Yeah, things go to moving quickly. They go to moving quickly. You get the approvals, you get the reciprocity, you get the conversations that stimulate your mind. Y'all sit together talking. Before you know it, 3, 4, 5 hours done passed and y'all sitting in the same position, just talking, just feeding each other's mental, feeding each other's spirit, enjoying time and space with one another. But those conditions, euphoria has to be on balanced ground. Otherwise, it ain't no different than the temporary ecstasy you get out of a toxic, break up to make up sex session. Or it ain't no different than that temporary ecstasy from, substance abuse. When you want euphoria, like something that is long standing, but that feeds you, and you wake up every day just happy and joyful, and happy to, again, like plan out a whole day, spend a whole day doing something for your significant other. That's from a state of euphoria, not from just some temporary ecstasy. Not from some, karmic cycle of runner and chasing. It feels good when they finally start to chase, but it's like as soon as you like, okay, I'm not gonna run anymore. I'm gonna let them catch me. That motherfucker say, "Oh, you done running? My turn." You take off in the other direction. Now you right back to running after their ass. No. There will be no more of that. We are rejecting all of that nonsense. We're rejecting people who uplift that nonsense. I know right now in pop culture, having a lot of that love and hip hop, Real Housewives, that reality show type drama. I know that's drama, period. I know that's what's promoted. But it's not good spiritually. It's not healthy spiritually. That's why these people looking bad. I'm talking about people who, even the ones who get plastic surgery, they starting to look a little funny. They starting to look a little old. Them fillers ain't doing it. They starting to look weird. Just saying. And that's just a natural spiritual rejection. That's just, for a few years, you might have looked like that girl with that certain aesthetic. But the times change. And if you ain't in line with divine timing, you're going to be you weren't quick enough. You couldn't keep up. I'm seeing Love Don't Cost a Thing, the movie where Christina Milian was saying it's a full-time job to be popular. You work hard to get in and you work hard to stay in. And it's like people who have to try hard for that shit take a toll on them spiritually. And you find yourself in that karmic loop. Just always running yourself ragged. Just always, you got to put in a little more. You have to give a little more. It's that overgiving just for outside validation versus being on divine timing and being naturally just escorted right up to the front of the line for all of the people, places, and things that are in alignment with you. All the things that are for you. You don't have to try hard and work hard for it. Because all that trying hard, that's just extra baggage. And you're going to miss your bus because you can't hurry up. You'll never be able to get ahead of somebody else's expectations of you. All you can do is set your own expectations for your life and be at peace with those people who align with those expectations. And then from that place of being at peace with the people who are coming into your life, and y'all are, equally yoked. That's a good way to say it. From that position of being equally yoked, then you start to cultivate an environment of giving love to one another that increases your euphoria together. Especially if you're two overgivers. When you finally do the work on yourself and you stop overgiving and you just become balanced within yourself, you know how to reject somebody when they start trying to play that whole runner tracer dynamic shit. And you know how to move out of a connection where somebody is trying to act like they want to reject you. Whole time they trying to inch closer to you, trying to get in your face, trying to catch your attention. And then you give them a little attention, then they want to act like they want to reject you. Trickery. Trick of the devil. Okay? That's all that be. Trickery. That's somebody who really needs your energy, but they don't want to act like they need your energy. They just want to, no, not now you perform for me. No. The fuck for what? Who? Get used to rejecting people. Get used to being the one that say, up next. Get used to saying, oh, this bus too full, I'll wait for the next one. Because they come every 15 minutes. I'm not getting on no packed ass bus. I'll wait. And sometimes that's what it takes to get into divine timing. Waiting. Again, all of that is work to get in, is work to stay in. Well, what about if you just sit down for a little bit and then allow the right vehicle to come and pick you up and escort you to the front? What if everybody is trying to rush and get on this certain bus, this certain train, and if I just wait around for another 5 minutes in peace, an off-duty cop would be like, hey, I can usher you over there. I throw my lights on and shut all this shit down and take you right to the front of the line. Hey, let's go. You just never know. Like I said, like as soon as and it's a frequency more than anything. I'm talking about like waiting, but it's really getting to the frequency. Okay, you see this bus or you see this opportunity, but everybody is on that, or you see this certain trend, everybody is on that. I'm not really for all the competition and or let's narrow it down to a person. This person is hot, they like a little local celebrity or something. Everybody want them. I mean, yeah, that's nice, but I ain't really for all that competitive shit. I mean, I ain't competing with a motherfucker. You see the look on my face? Got that Kerry Washington look. I don't like it. I don't want it. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to stay at peace with me. I'm going to keep my energy up rather than I like this person, but rather than I get into a connection with this person and all of a sudden I got all of this stress, bitches calling my phone, playing on my phone and stuff, or people whispering around town about me. I can't believe he with her. I can't believe adding all of this extra stress and drama for no reason. I'm going to just bow out gracefully. Like, I see you. You got your emotion. You keeping it P. I love that for you. I'm going to keep it P too. And P stands for peace over here. And I'm just going to be with myself for a while. The very act of letting that person go, later on that same day, you can meet somebody and y'all together. And you wouldn't have been in place to meet that person. You wouldn't have been in place to meet your soulmate had you gone for Mr. Local Celebrity with all the hoes. Just because you want to be seen as like, the main or the top. You want to compete. Overdoing, giving too much of your energy, because you're gonna always be in competition with whoever else who wants this local celebrity. It's gonna always be a bitch waiting in the wings to take your spot, always, if that's the type of person that you choose to pour into. And of course you're gonna go into it putting on your best, showing up your best, overcompensating, glazing your own self, trying to make yourself look better. And it's like constantly you'll find yourself just start off small, little white lies to make yourself sound better than what you really are, or covering up situations that you really got going on so that somebody can see the best in you. Next thing you know, you out there, you done lost your damn mind. You out there getting surgeries and stuff too, because you done lost yourself. And it started with a little bit of, not enough. Do just a little bit more for me. Put a little more razzle dazzle on it for me if you want to be my man. If you want to be my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the trickery, it's a slippery slope. Once you start, you go down real quick. Versus, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want to have a whole bunch of people who done laid down with my man and be able to tell me what type of moves he doing. I don't want a whole bunch of guys. And guys tend to be better about this. The masculines tend to be more stern on this, not wanting somebody with a high body count. You can be all Miss Feminist liberated all you want to, but it shouldn't matter. Yes, the hell it do, because that's a lot of spirits you done let up in your vessel. And men, they ejaculate. Women receive. That's them a lot of spirits you done received. And that's what he supposed to stick himself into? Shit. I don't blame divine masculines for asking about their body count. I really don't. And these are all things, it's all energetic. It ain't even, when you think about it, because time is just spending an elongated period in a specific place, or with a specific person, or with a specific thing. It's just an elongated period. So the time is not even really a thing. It's a social construct. But energy, when you decide, I don't want to get on this bus, it's too packed. I don't want to be in rotation. I don't want to be in your rotation. It's too much going on over here. I'm going to sit back and wait for something that's for me. Literally 30 minutes later, you just, let me get up and run, down to let me go do laundry or something. Let me run to the laundromat and meet your fucking soulmate right there doing laundry. Right place, right time. Godspeed. Y'all hit it off while your clothes is on spin. While they're drying, y'all are already planning your first date. Y'all meet up again that same night in the same clothes y'all just washed together. All of these little connections and, little coincidences and stuff all coming together. And that's just how magically that shit can happen with a change of your frequency. It ain't even about time. So it ain't even about how long you have to wait. And it ain't about either one of y'all being perfectly healed. It's about just, I'm going to make a better decision for myself today than I made yesterday or than I made last month, last year. I'm not going to keep getting in these karmic loops. I'm not going to keep going after these same type of people who going to keep me in a generational curse, who going to keep me in this karmic cycle. I'm going to choose different. I'm going to reject what is not in my vision. It's not in my vision for me to be competing for nobody's attention. So I'm not even going to get on that ship. I'm not even going to hop on that bicycle with you. Not even going to do that. It's like, I want something fresh. I want something that's just for me. I want something that's been untapped, untainted. They ain't got to be no virgin, but I also don't want nobody who every Tom, Dick, and Harry done said they had. Or who every girl be like, oh, yeah, that girl, they'll be broke up next year. All he do is be fucking bitches. You know how these heifers cluck. You know how these chickens cluck. Somebody just sees something better for themselves and they're finally just going after it. Or again, if you're already in your soulmate connection, a lot of this may resound with you in terms of how fast things came together for you and your soulmate when you stopped allowing other people to, pull that trickery of sucking you into something that you really didn't want to. You didn't want that in the first place, but you wanted them. You didn't want all that extra third party interference. You didn't want all that extra karmic nonsense. But at the same time, you were still taking action toward a karmic loop. Change your frequency. Do things different. Decide, no, I don't want that. Block people. Easy, early and often. Ghost, early and often. You don't owe nobody no explanation for nothing. Now, if y'all done been in relationships for years and stuff, that's a little different. But somebody you just met a day ago, a week ago, and you just ghost them, you don't owe their ass no explanation. And if they go trying to, some people will, like, I'm getting like scorpionic vibes. Somebody may be dealing with this right now. Like, you stop talking to them and then they go tell all of their friends, and now they got a whole bunch of people gang stalking your socials and stuff and like reporting back to them or leaving comments like, why you did my boy like that? Why you did my girl like that? Block they ass too. I'll spray this whole motherfucking place. Raids. You roaches can go, you flies can go, all of y'all can go. It's about just not putting up with none of that shit that is not in alignment with what it is that you're trying to build. What beautiful portrait are you wanting to paint with your life? This being in the third eye chakra. Then you need to move toward that. You need to act like that. You need to speak like that. With this being in the throat chakra position, the 6 of Wands, you need to go ahead and just move like it's already in place for you. Stop getting your heart entangled in things where you can realize people just trying to pull your heartstrings. As soon as you realize somebody trying to pull your heartstrings, you need to get up out of there. I'm talking about as soon as you see manipulation ended. As soon as somebody gaslights you the first time, end it, block them, ghost them. Heart position, solar plexus, 3 of knives. Don't fuck your own intuition over, because you're gonna feel it. The first time they gaslight you, the first time, what you talking about, when you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, stop it. If you cross out your own intuition, then yes, you're gonna be on a slippery slope. You're gonna be on a slippery slope toward creating some shit that you don't want. Versus Son of Baskets, or just as like Page of Cups in the sacral position, allowing yourself to just, step out on faith and find something that's sweet, that's easy, that's destined for you. And it moves so quickly because y'all are actually in alignment with each other. It's all about, you got to build it. You got to build it with your own energy, though. It ain't nothing that, it's not about because I know the spiritual journey it always seemed like, it just seemed like it's so much work, it's so hard. And it's really not. It's like every day you wake up and just make better choices than you made the day before. Your whole life can be different a month from now. Just waking up every day doing things differently than you've done it before. If you make a decision that in the past making this same decision fucked you over, stop doing it. Just don't make that decision again, and be consistent about it. And before you know, those building blocks create a whole different reality. It ain't as hard to get out of generational curses as we try to make it seem. And I can tell you from personal experiences, because sometimes I'm a hard learner. I didn't have nobody to teach me nothing, so I have to get out there in the world and like kind of go all around the world and then find my way into the nucleus of it after I recognize the pattern of what's going on. Now I speak to you from a clear and balanced crown chakra where I've been through it, so I can tell you exactly straight to the issue how to solve it, alchemy style. You're welcome. But really, it don't have to be that hard. It's not about time at all. It's about energy. And I'm talking about as soon as you start changing your energy, that's it. When you start changing your energy, everything else has to start changing too. Because you can only receive what you're putting out. Give the universe time to mold and fold itself on your behalf. But know that every decision you make that's for your interest, that's better for your interest. Every decision you make that you are giving to yourself versus over pouring out your heart energy to somebody else, that it's building something. Have that faith and allow these things to come together, because the root of the reading is 8 of coins. Somebody is starting to see something come together, and it's coming together rather quickly because you are. 10 of baskets, that 10 of cups. Fulfillment is coming together for you super quick. It's strong too with the strength card. With the Father of Wands. Somebody coming. If you ain't met them yet, they on their way. If the relationship ain't kicked up yet, it's right around the corner. I promise you, it's right around the corner. Oh Lord, with the 8 of Wands right up underneath it. I could just keep pulling these cards. I really could. Look, it ain't about time, because divine timing it's miraculous. Divine timing is not just something that sounds good. Divine timing sounds like by next week you could be getting a proposal, going from single to somebody proposing to you in a week. And I don't mean no bullshit, marry me, I need a green card either. I mean, you find somebody, y'all spend the next 3 or 4 days together all day, every day, talking about everything, realizing you have so many interests, and they propose to you. That don't mean y'all got to go run to the courthouse and get married in a month. But to go from completely single to engaged in a week, baby, that's divine timing. And that's the type of energy that I'm pulling right here, because somebody is finally brave enough to stop overgiving and to start requiring people to reciprocate. And that's a big energetic flip. Big enough energy to bump you out of the orbit of a karmic loop, to knock you upward into a spiral where you can get in alignment with your divine soulmate. I hope this is a blissful reading. I hope this is abundant news for somebody. I'm claiming it for myself, and I hope that you all claim it for yourselves. I'll see you on the next one.